I bet you were expecting XCOM, weren't you? Gotcha! No, folks, there will be no XCOM today. Today I start my bounty run of Parasite Eve 2. And I've come to this decision, let me press this or else the demo reel will start again. I've come to this decision that I just made my last school payment yesterday. And I actually have more money in my bank account than I originally thought I would have. Because of that, I'm closer to my goal of buying an HD PVR than I originally thought. So I decided I'm going to put XCOM on hold just for a week or two until I get enough money to buy the HD PVR that I want to buy and figure out how to make it work and everything, and then I will kick off XCOM once again. Now, for those of you who are probably wondering, well, I don't understand, XCOM, what? The video says Parasite Eve 2. Well, I changed it, so the joke is going to be a limited time one, unfortunately. Anyways, let's kick things off. To do so, to go into bounty mode, we need to go back to our original save, or I should say our ending save at the end of our first run. There it is. Now, to speed things along, since there aren't going to be any major changes until, I want to say, the shelter area, I'm pretty much just going to skip all the cutscenes until we start getting into the shelter. So all the cutscenes on Disc 1, going to skip them, just for brevity's sake. Alright, we have replay mode. I'll get to that eventually. No, we're going to play bounty mode. We still have we're still in good condition. Enemies are much stronger than before, and the supply level is normal. Now, since we're playing bounty mode, we get a fraction of what we started off with previous EXP and bounty points at the end of the last game. So we'll be starting with 299 EXP and 10,000 BP, which is rather nice. So without any further ado, let's just kick things off. Now, with the cutscene at the very beginning that you saw there, that is the normal scene that plays at the beginning of the game, whenever you boot it up for the first time and such. I skipped it in the first playthrough because, as you saw, spoilers everywhere. It showed off enemies that you weren't going to fight until way later in the game, weapons and powers, and it just showed off way too much stuff. So we're just going to say that's enough for now because there's no need to do training just yet. I'll do the shooting range off-screen to earn some extra EXP and BP. So, not even going to worry about it. Alright, let's get out of here. Now, there is a conversation I am going to have with Pierce here that I missed the first time through because I was kind of in a rush. Oh, turn left. There you go. See? We already skipped like 5 minutes worth of shit. Well, thank you. Now, if we talk to him again, we should have a conversation about Aya's sister, who died before the events of the first game. And there it is. So first thing on the chopping block here is we're going to go ahead and head into Jodi's shop. Just to have her show us what we have and what's available and so on and so forth. How you doing, Jodi? Oh, I will. Trust me. Now, I didn't do this in the first game because Jodi makes fun of you, but I will go on ahead and ask her, what are BP? Yeah, so if you ask her about it, she just kind of calls you a nub, and there you go. So, weapons. Again, the only thing available is the M4A1 and the PA3, but considering we start with 10,000 BP, we can actually buy all this stuff if we want to. Now, since there are going to be golems, I am going to get the M4A1, and as I said before, I'm going to try and show off some of the weapons that I never used in the previous game. So I will take the M4A1 and mostly use it as a golem hunting weapon or a, yeah, okay, this kind of weapon isn't working kind of thing. So we'll buy ourselves the M4A1, and even though it's a piece of shit, I have the BP, I'll buy the PA3 and use it as my primary for the Acropolis tower. After that, I'm going to store it away in Aya's trunk and never use it again. Ammunition, same as before, nothing special, so no, don't pass on it. Stop passing on it! Buy the damn ammo! There we go, and then all the buckshot. Well, the buckshot's at least cheaper. Or somehow more expensive. Oh, wait. It was 1,000 for... Well, whatever, I don't care. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and that is I'm actually going to buy some armor. I normally don't, but I'm going to need to. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. One would say that the extra HP and MP and 5 attachments, plus the motion detector and resisting silence, is much better than the turtle vest, considering it only gives me 5 HP and 20 MP and adds attachments. But it's got MP recovery, which is kind of useful, especially early on. I mean, enemy placements and item placements, that doesn't change in bounty mode. It'll probably change in scavenger mode, but I will find that out when I get to it. But like finding that first vest, that combat vest, not the combat vest, the tactical vest, that's where it's supposed to be in the Acropolis Tower. So I'm going to get that anyway. So this is just basically something to tide me over until I get it. I'm going to go ahead and go with the combat armor because it does give me a much better HP boost, which will make me substantially more beefy. And then, finally, I will go on ahead and I think I'll buy... Well, I don't know how many I have, so before we do anything... Yes. Before we do anything, I need to go on ahead and equip all this good stuff that I've got. Leather jacket? Thank you. Don't need the tonfa, don't need that, I will hang on to that for later, not going to use that. Move that over here, thank you. Go ahead and load her up. And then move the PA3 over here, and load it up. 3 bullets. It carries 3. Oh, I only have 1 recovery too. I'm going to need a little more than that, I think. So I'm going to go on ahead and buy a couple. I'm going to buy an MP boost and a recovery one, just for safety's sake. There we go. Now I'm golden. Oh, right. Alrighty, let's see here. Let's go ahead and put that in there, and then put the MP boost in there with it. And then I have a slot open for that HP recovery 3. That someone just left out here. Hey, Pierce. One day I will learn to walk smoothly. I really will. I promise you. Yes. And as always, even though we know what it is, we still have to do the look at it and... Why, it's a medicine bottle. It recovers health. Now I think I am sufficiently prepared. Well, there is one thing we do need to do. PE abilities. Now, the cost of PE abilities and upgrading them is considerably lower than it was on our first playthrough. As you can see here, well, that's 1,000 points to bring it back. But that's only 600 to unlock it straight up. Same with this, only 400. So, the abilities that I need straight up, the 3 abilities I need right away. I need Plasma before we even get to our first Golem fight. I gotta have Plasma. So it means I gotta get 600 bounty points, and I'm already halfway there. I'm gonna need Antibody, and I'm gonna need Energy Shot. Those are the 3 I need first. Healing is a very distant second. Everything else, I'll just have to deal with as I deal with it. Now, one more thing that was changed before we take off for the Acropolis Tower, and no, I'm not going to go to the shooting range right now. I will do that probably afterwards. Is the telephone. That's been changed slightly. Yes, I know. As you can see here, now, instead of just save, we have data. We'll start off with PE data. This shows us how often we used each of the PE abilities in the previous playthrough. As of right now, since we haven't used anything yet, this is what it was at the end of the last game. This will change, however, as we play. So, wow, I used Plasma a lot. But I think that was because I ended up using it to fight off, well, like bats. I used it to stun a lot of enemies, and then Combustion, that makes sense, Energy Shot, la 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 la. And of course I didn't use these all that much because I didn't get them until the very end. I only used healing 7.58% of the time. Wow, I'm surprised. Weapon data. How often we used various weapons? Well, naturally I used the M4A1 rifle. The game classes the M4A1 by each of the weapon add-ons that it has. So the standard rifle and the M4A1 grenade count as 2 different weapons. So all in all, 30.4... Hold on a second. I have a calculator, and I'm going to calculate this shit. Because I am genuinely curious. 30.44 plus 27.87. The hammer, 4.26% of the time. I didn't use that as much as I thought I did. Alright. Plus the javelin, which I only used 1.54% of the time, but oh, what fun that was. Are there any other variants I used? I did not. Alright. So I ended up using the M4A1 a whopping 64.11% of the time. That should tell you how good of a weapon this is. It's a good weapon. It's a very good weapon. And again, just like the PE ability, the PE data, it will change based on your current playthrough. So that will change. And then finally, we have play data. This tells us how long we've played the game this time, which is only about 2 minutes or so. How many times we've saved, how many battles we've won, lost, our battle percentage, and the number of percentage of enemies we've exterminated. And then how many times we've cleared it, our max EXP and max bounty points. So, All this here will only change as this is just for this game alone. So obviously the number of times we'll save the game, the number of times saved has no influence on the ending outcome of the game, thankfully. Same with the number of times won, lost, and all that good stuff. It's just kind of a tracking thing. The one I'm looking for mostly is exterminated. This lets us know how many enemies, or at least gives us a good idea how much of the enemy we have exterminated completely. So if we get to the final boss and we're at like 98.2%, I'm pretty sure we've exterminated everything up until this point. So all that said and done, we're going to make our very first save. Not over that, because I might have to restart. Bye-bye, nursery. And now, children, we make our way to the Acropolis Tower. Using the shotgun is not a good idea, I'm telling you. But, oh well, what can you do? Skip it! Come on. Skip it! I said skip it. Unfortunately, this I cannot skip. I have to go through this. Hey, can't I get around here? You know what? I'm not going to be a great bastard. It doesn't matter. Skip it! Can I skip this part? Can I skip this part, please? I can skip this part. Bye-bye, fat boy. Thank you for playing. Can't skip this. I have to watch the helicopter burn. Why? Because they were trying to show off the 3D effect, I guess. I don't know. Okay, yes, yes. And then swing around. Bye-bye. And then skip that too. And this part I always find hilarious. No matter what gun she holds, she will hold it like a pistol. That amuses me to no end, no matter what. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but while the game does not add new enemies that you've never faced before, as in, like, it's not like the game withheld a certain type of golem from us or anything like that, enemy placement will change. I believe up until we encounter our first golem, all enemy placement is the same. Hold on a minute here. Let me get my GPS. And I'll just enter that there. Thank you very much. And one of these guys had something for me. Let's see. Do you have anything for me? What do you got? Anything? Yes! Thank you. Hey, can I get something back here? Oh, there we go. Now I can hear. I didn't even know I could get from it. I didn't even know I could get to the phone from here. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care. I don't care. We know what these things do. We know what they do. They're bad. Alright. How do I want to do this? Well, first thing we need to do is we need to talk to Kyle over here. Spoilers, it's Kyle. Come on, if you don't know it's Kyle, come on.
Freeze.
Hello, Kyle. Plus, this is the only time in game that you actually hear his voice. No other time do you hear his voice, ever. Thank you. Have a nice day. And then he'll lock the door behind us and blah, 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 blah. Now, I probably should save. Now, I'm not going to say that Scat Bounty Mode is hard. It's my level of normal, I should say. Because that's what I'm used to when I play the game. It's just what I'm used to. But after having gone through the, quote, easy mode that was our first normal playthrough, the enemies seem... how do I want to say... it felt like I was over-prepared most of the time, and I think that might end up transferring over. Is that I might find myself getting a little too cocky, or... yeah, I know what's over there, but I don't really care. Don't you have something? Hey, you. Hey, you. You have something for me? No? Okay. And I believe the game is nice. If you run into an area where there's ANMCs or NMCs, there won't be golems. And if you run into an area with golems, there won't be ANMCs and NMCs. Scavenger mode might mix and match this thing, though. Alright, PA3, prove to me that you are not shit-tastic. Damn it. My phone started to ring, it's on silent, and I looked away. I was trying to get a nice crit shot in his back. Ow! See what I mean? The enemies here are much stronger, and it takes a long time to reload this thing. Shit. Much, much, much too long. Oh, Jesus, that hurt. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're kind of bleeding out, aren't you? Well, you got anything for me? Hey, loot his body. Loot his body, damn it. Okay, fine. What? You know, I'm gonna have to hold off here just for a second, folks, because whoever is calling me is being very insistent. I'll be right back. In the immortal words of Grimmeth, God damn it! I don't record for 2 days. 2 days! I choose not to record because I just want to be lazy. I choose not to. I'd figure, no big deal, I can record like 5 or 6 days worth of stuff and then it'll be all good. And then what happens? Not 20 minutes into my first recording, I get a phone call that says, hey, we've got company coming over, so you're going to have to play guest for a few hours. Oh, when are they coming over? Oh, probably the next 10 minutes. Fuck! So, that said, I'm going to have to cut this video considerably shorter than I had originally planned, and quite possibly not even be able to keep recording. In fact, I think I might just start over. I don't know. Damn it. This is not fair. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, Baldwin. Damn it. No, it's okay, because I would much rather be able to sit down and record and not have to worry about being interrupted than to try and rush through fighting that boss, make a mistake, and die on camera like an idiot. So, it's fine. It's fine. It's all good, folks. Thank you for watching this first episode, and I promise the next couple of episodes, actually the next episode's period, will be better. And if someone interrupts me and is all like, hey, can you do this? No, I'm in the middle of doing shit. Take care, everyone.